In 2023, we moved to a remote Scottish island to be its only two residents, along with our pet sheep and cats, beginning our YouTube journey there by sharing the challenges of such a solitary life in a harsh environment, while restoring an ancient stone cottage and raising livestock. The channel's success grew quickly, establishing an online community who share our love of history and kinship and yearn for a simpler time. Now we've begun a new life in the beating heart of the Highlands, and we invite you to join us as we put down roots in this land of legend, of rich tradition and culture, and incredible landscapes where the past is close at hand. Step back in time with us in this Scottish Isle.
The holy well of St. Ignatius. Water bright, water pure, water for me. The drink of the wise, the wine of the free, etc., etc. It's all well and good, but I can't get a drink.
The spoon doesn't reach to the water anymore.
Well,
is the water level too low?
I assume it came out of there, and you took your fill from there. Look at the commemorative dates. The date of Christ's crucifixion, AD 33. And here we've got Peter being crucified upside down, having been given the keys to the kingdom, AD 67. And here, Andrew, crucified. This is where we get our saltire, right? St. Andrew's flag. We've got Pontifex Maximus here, Pope Leo the 13th, commemorated. And good old Columba.
He always gets in, doesn't he, Columba?
Maggie as well, got Maggie over here.
What, Margaret Thatcher? What's she doing on there?
Wonder how old that is. It's hand forged. Nice thing. Wonder who the last person was to take a drink from it.
Not me. Have you ever been to Glastonbury?
Nope.
Chalice Well?
No.
Well, Chalice Well water you can drink. And people are always there filling up bottles full of the stuff. And it's the high iron content, which is what people are after. But I swear, you take a glass full of that, you're buzzing for hours. You are, because I've done it.
It's fortified.
So it's like, whoa. I think I had like 2 glassfuls. And it was like, I could take drugs. So you can understand why they probably thought that they had magical properties to it.
Yeah.
The way it made them feel when they actually drank it. Have you seen this? like a big millstone, but it's got a hole in the middle of it. I mean, it may have been a millstone because it's circular, but that would have had some kind of, I'm thinking crucifix in the middle of it.
Yeah, it could have been a wooden one. They might have, it's a Catholic well, right? So they might have done like a procession during Lent with put a wooden cross up in it.
Why has it got Manchester Football Club on it? Well, it would have Manchester United Football Club or Manchester City, wouldn't it? I bet he was a bit annoyed when he carved it, and he thought, oh, there isn't a Manchester Football Club, there's two. So here we have a commemoration of the crowning of Elizabeth II in 1953.
We've got her dad on the side as well.
I don't understand why that's on there. Anointed and crowned. I think there's a Winston Churchill one here as well. What does this say? Winston Churchill, 1940 to 1945. Oh, 1951 to 1955. What a lot of people don't know is Winston Churchill was not elected as Prime Minister during the war years. He was shoehorned in. And nobody liked him in this country. Nobody wanted him as Prime Minister. So the moment that the war was over in 1945, he was kicked out of office. There was an election, an immediate election, and he was kicked out of office. But then he won again in 1951 for another 4 years. Not a lot of people know that. So this cross is older at the bottom. It's got the date of 1780. I'm not sure that I can pick that up with a camera.
I think this must have been the original marker, stone marker, put up to show the site of the well, which obviously is far predates the shrine. But they must have had some superstition about the well back into antiquity. I think I can see carving on the front here. It's really hard to make out, but I'm pretty sure it's not just weathering. It has been words at some point. Don't know if the camera will pick it up.
I don't know what it is, but we've got something on the first throw.
Well, do you want to explain where you are?
Well, we're just down by the Holy Well.
The well is literally at the top of that rise there.
I just thought that this might be a good place to throw the magnet in, and
This is a big bit of iron you've got.
it's like a gate. Is it a gate post or something? What's that? No, it's not. Is it some kind of like telegraph pole? I mean, let me throw it down so you can...
That was your first throw?
Yep, first throw.
Yeah, maybe a telegraph, something or other.
The magnet keeps attaching itself to my boots because I've got my steel toe cap boots on again. It's those kind of rocks where you think you've got something, do you know what I mean? When you're pulling it back.
Keeps catching.
It keeps catching on the rocks and you think you've got something significant.
At least it's a wee bit sandy here. You're standing on a sandy beach.
Well, it's not deep either, is it?
Well, so if you lose it, you can go in and get it.
Well, you can. I think I've got something. No, I haven't.
No.
I caught a tree. You just can't get a good enough swing, can you?
Nah, but I think we want to be checking along the banks anyway, rather than out in the middle here. Last throw. We're looking for
Swords, axes,
St. Ignatius's
shields.
holy sword. Nope.
Well, that's one each, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought you said that was the last throw.
Well, you know, it's a bit of poetic license. Okay. Oh, look, it's actually unscrewing now. Gonna have to be careful of that.
I timed it up when I threw it in. Okay, well, I need lunch.
All right, let's go.
Well, we're out for a sunny walk, aren't we?
It's blazing hot.
We don't have microphones on, so we've got to speak up. We just thought we'd take a few seconds out to say we're in need of a friendly local landowner who wants to give us permission to use the metal detecting gear on their land. Because, you know, we've got everything now, haven't we? We've just got nowhere to dig. You've got nothing to say about that?
Well, there's lots of freshly tilled fields about at the minute.
The only problem we've got is trying to find a landowner friendly to us. Do you think we will?
Yeah.
Well, if anybody out there has got some tilled fields, I don't mind. It's just me and Katie and a metal detector. So all the usual rules apply. What is it? 50-50 if anything gets sold? But it all has to go to the fines liaison officer, doesn't it?
Well, if it's anything
Significant.
significant. Look at this. It originally had a thatched roof.
Oh, right.
Look at the picture. So this is St Ninian's church. It doesn't actually say when it was built. Perhaps they don't really know. It says it was built almost on the site of an old school. Let's go and have a look inside if it's open. Hopefully it will be. What a spot it's on. Goes right down to the water's edge. There's like a little circular cairn down there as well. Moment of truth. Hey. A lovely little portrait of the church on the wall. It's a nice building.
We're back here again, on Lake Meekley.
It might as well be the Sea of Galilee. It's so blue and sunny.
It is quite beautiful.
Doesn't feel like Scotland at the minute.
We've had 4 days of, what, almost 20 degrees? I think it actually said it got to 21 yesterday up here. Sheep aren't happy. Well, they are in the morning, but
Yeah.
not like mid-afternoon.
Seeking shade.
Yeah.
They're crashed out most of the day, just laid on the grass with legs out, enjoying themselves.
They're not getting sheared for another month, are they? Well, the end of May, isn't it?
I'd be thinking about doing them now, but apparently we can expect perhaps another snow dump this month.
It's too early for that. All it takes is for it to turn, and as you say, we get a massive snowfall and they'll be freezing to death. Just over there behind you is where we nearly lost the drone. The last time we were on the other side, weren't we?
Keep saying we. I wasn't flying it.
The reason for it is, well, we didn't nearly lose it because the drone has got the capacity to know when it's losing signal and just come straight back home, which is what it did eventually. But I didn't realise how high up we were and how low down I was going. And I got to a point where it just cut the signal out because obviously the land was higher than where the drone was. It just cut the signal out completely. And it paused. And I said to you, uh-oh.
Yeah, I expected you to use an expletive or something like that, but you just said, uh-oh.
It's only the second time that's happened. The first time was the second time I used it on the island, but it did exactly the same thing. It lost signal, it froze, did some bleeping, and then turned around and came straight back home. Back in the day, this would have been a really beautiful spot, wouldn't it?
Well, it still is. I think it's an interesting location to put a wee church because water makes you so reflective, right?
Yeah.
You can't help but think about Christ walking on water.
You know the one thing about this new positioning of the camera in the car?
What's that?
It focuses on you more than me. All the sheep.
What?
They were like, oh, it's just too much. Poor things. It's like, imagine walking around now in like the equivalent of 2 sheepskin coats.
Well, my lady who's been my massage therapist lady who's been helping my neck said that April you can expect another snow dump up here. She said the little old ladies always complain about it every single year, even though they've experienced it for the past 1,000 years. A snow dump in April, despite the good weather. What's the best thing you've overheard an elderly lady saying in the post office queue?
Back in the late 90s. Oh, have you heard of that Tinternet? Have you heard of that Tinternet? George keeps going on about the Tinternet. Have you heard about the Tinternet?
I was in the post office queue once and there was a little old lady in front of me and she had her hair up like a Victorian. She had a hairpiece at the back, and when I was standing behind her, kind of looking at her hair, this little spider popped out of her hairpiece and walked across her head and popped back in again.
That'd freak me out.
I didn't know what to do. What was the social etiquette?
You got a spider in your wig.
Robbie Burns didn't write about that, did he?
He did. Oh, wiggy spider.
You skirlin' fairly.
Yeah, something like that. Something unpronounceable that only a handful of people would ever understand. It's not the same, is it, with Shakespeare? Everybody understands Shakespeare. Nobody understands Burns.
A friend of our family swears he was on a coach and he overheard the 2 ladies behind him having a conversation, and one of them asked how so-and-so such and such was. How's old Rabbie doing these days? Ah, he's no wheel, he's no at all wheel. Why, what's wrong with him? Well, he's dead.
What? Didn't understand a word of what you just said. Look, buffalo. Everybody's in a rush today. Everybody's in a rush.
I think it's got overtaken by Noddy.
Look at the speed it's going.
I'm doing 50.
I know. You didn't react to my look, Tatanka.
Tatanka. Jan Mantangbar.
This is one of Katie's only impressions. Do it again.
Jan Mantangbar.
I don't do any impressions. One thing I can't do is impressions. But
I do, not Baron Munchausen, the other guy.
what will become of the Baron?
The Scottish guy that narrates the repair shop. I do him quite often. Kirsten!
That's very niche, this. How many people in the US watch the repair shop?
I don't know.
You know, the Australians have got their own repair shop.
Yeah.
How dare they? How dare they?
I think you'll find we invented it.